Today, I will be discussing Elon Musk, his role at Doge and accident, and also about him government getting these government contracts. As close as he worked with Trump, you would think that that would be a conflict of interest. So that's basically would be my topic. Also, want to I will go back to the situation with the incident at the Oval Office. What are your thoughts? What do you think the future is? Will Russia, Putin, have a clear path to overtake Ukraine? What's going to be the future of that? That's some of the things that I wanted to speak about. I cannot forget the tragic accident and passing of the R&B legend Angie Stone, who was also known as Angie B in the rap in the group, not actually rap group, but in the group Sequence many years ago. She passed away. So that was another thing that I wanted to speak about. Angie Stone. R.I.P. to Angie Stone. You will be missed. All that you gave to the hip hop community, to the R&B community. We appreciate that and respect that. But my question is, with Elon Musk working closely with Donald Trump, they making all these cuts. They trying to save the country. They looking for waste and all, save the country money. They're looking for waste. What is your thoughts about Elon Musk getting another contract from the federal government? On one hand, you have Elon Musk. They're saying they looking for waste. We want to save the people money, fraud and waste. But yet, as you work with Donald Trump, you're able to secure another government contract, which really is worth billions of dollars. So that's kind of confusing. On one hand, they want to, cut waste. We want to save the American people money. We love the American people. But then on the other hand, we're giving another contract to Elon Musk. Like the rich is continuing to get richer. So I would love to hear, man, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I'm sorry, I'm just reading the thing. What are your thoughts about Elon Musk getting another government contract while we going through all these cutting Medicaid, cutting Medicare, cutting on HBCU funding for scholarships? So and firing all these employees, all in the name of cutting waste and saving the country money. So that's my question, man. What are your thoughts about that? Share in the comment section your thoughts about that. How do you feel about that? That's the first question. The second question goes along with that. Is that a conflict of interest? You working hand in hand, snuggle with President Trump, and yet you're still able to secure government contracts, which cost Americans billions of dollars. So I would love to hear you, man. I would love to hear y'all. Listen, man, if you're watching, man, type in the comments section where you watching from, your state and city. Let me know where you from, the state and the city. Let me know. Let's get this interaction going. But as I was speaking, I came on yesterday and I was speaking about the meeting in the Oval Office. What are your thoughts about that meeting in the Oval Office? President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and the Ukraine President Zelensky. How do you think that went? Who was at fault? What do you think could have been done for it to have been done better? What are your thoughts about that? Share that in the comment section. Like I said, I want to thank all the viewers, everybody who came in and out. I appreciate that. You liked the video. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But it's like the United States at this point is in a crisis. It's in a crisis. We have somebody in the Oval Office that just want to just big boy and just take over disregarding the Constitution. It seemed like don't want to work with the Republicans don't want to work with the Democrats. That they're not respecting Congress. You know, he want to cut funding, but that process is supposed to go through Congress. That's why you have the Senate. That's why you have the House of Representatives, because that's a process. So there's a lot of lawsuits, even with the firing of the federal employees. Even with the firing of the federal employees, man, you got some of them who are, putting in a lawsuit against this. Some saying it's unconstitutional. Um, but we living in different times right now. With the way Trump going, excuse me, we living in different times. The way Trump doing and how he's running the warehouse. It seems like the White House right now is a house of thugs. And they just carrying it like that. They handling how they want to handle it. They feel like they don't have to answer to anyone. And then as I was speaking about the meeting in the Oval Office, they wanted to broadcast that live so they can show their authority and how strong they are. You know, Trump wants to be a dictatorship. He said it on several occasions, and people will say, well, he's joking. You know, he feel like he's the king. It's going to be his way or the highway. President Trump made the statement. Anything that he does to help the country is not breaking any constitution. It's not a violation of the Constitution. So what that says to me is he will go against the Constitution, but he's going to tell you, I'm doing it for the betterment of the country. So that's it right there for people who believe that, no, he would never go against the Constitution. He ain't violating nothing. He ain't doing wrong. But he told us out of his own mouth, first of all hail to the king, bow to the king, right? All hail to the king, bow to the king. And then another statement was, anything he does, if it's for the benefit of the United States or the American people, then it's not a violation of the Constitution. My question to that is, what has President Trump done, period? What has President Trump done to help the American people? I remember as he was running, and one of his main things was, on day one, I'm going to help the economy. Groceries are too high, gas is too high. So he stated or lied to the people and said that he was going to do this and do that on day one. The only thing he did on day one is made executive orders that didn't have anything to do with the prices of eggs, the prices of the price of gasoline. Nothing. He didn't create no executive order to help the American people. And then on top of that, he threw tariffs out to say, yeah, I'm going to do these tariffs to these other countries because the business is unfair. So he put tariffs on China. Okay. Then he turned around and put tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Let me talk about Canada for a minute. Canada is our neighbor, our closest, one of our closest allies. They fought wars with us and the whole nine. So the Canadian Prime Minister feel like they have been sideswiped and disregarded because they said we have been nothing but friends to America, and this how you do us in return. So what Canada did, Canada set their own tariffs. So Trump put tariffs on, he put them on China, we know that, right? But he also put tariffs on Canada and Mexico. But Canada fighting back. The citizens of Canada right now, they're actually boycotting American products. They say when you go into the Canadian store now, they have American products listed as American products. Why? Because Canadians are boycotting American products. They don't like how Trump is handling them. They feel disrespected and violated. And they say that they have been nothing but friends to the United States. They said that they have been nothing but friends. Also, they said Canadians have canceled, some of their vacations here to the United States. So it's a big boycott. And then, in addition to that, they said they are bracing and preparing for war. I know we don't want to hear that because we feel like Canada don't have a chance. They probably don't have a chance. But the thing is, they are preparing for war. And they was really offended when Donald Trump said, I would love to have Canada as our 51st state. Now, the Prime Minister of Canada said, no, you don't. He said that it's a snowball's chance in hell that Canada would ever be a 51st state of the United States. So there's a lot going on, man, domestically, with the firing of federal workers, the cutting of Medicaid, Medicare, the defunding of Black colleges, HBCUs, and universities. So there's a lot going on right now. And it's been like a month? It's only Trump only been there like a month, and we have all this going on. It's crazy. This is crazy and ridiculous. And then to go back to that spectacle and that embarrassment of the situation in the Oval Office, that was a disgrace because President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance tried to ambush Ukrainian President Zelensky. President Zelensky already feel that the agreement that they wanted him to sign, where he got to sign over his minerals and pay billions of dollars, back, he didn't really like that. But to top it off, the way that they disrespected that man was despicable, and it was embarrassing. But President Zelensky stood his ground. He said, I'm not going to bow down to the big bad bully. Donald Trump was like, you ain't in no position to do anything. He was pointing in his face. They was handling him like he was a child. But big up to President Zelensky. He stood his ground and he was not going for it. Big shout out to President. Yeah, my apologies, y'all. Yeah, so as I was saying, man, I'm back to the Elon Musk getting another government contract. As we clearly see all these cuts, and we want to prevent waste. We want to stop this, but yet and still you give Elon Musk another contract, another government contract. That's a slap in the face to America. That's a slap in the face to our elders. That's a slap in the face to our children. It's a slap in the face to give Elon Musk another government contract after he's already getting billions of dollars from previous contract. They say Elon Musk makes like 8 million a day. Well, he gets 8 million a day, through SpaceX, through his previous contracts. But this is a new contract through it's under SpaceX, but it's Starlink. And what it is, he will control the air, what is it? The air traffic control will be using his system, the Starlink system. So that's where we at, man. And my question is that a conflict of interest? Is that a conflict of interest for Elon Musk to continue to get these government contracts while working closely with President Trump and doing all these cuts. He doing so many cuts, and then he firing people, and he coming out with a chainsaw. Zzz, I'm cutting jobs. Like it's a joke, man. These are people's livelihood is their lives that they're dependent on. But yet we doing all these cuts which don't make any sense. And like I said, man, this is just beginning, and we seeing just in this 1 month, we seeing so much going on with Trump and how he handling stuff. He said they're not allowed to practice Black History Month. So schools, different public places are not allowed to practice Black History Month. And yet he had a Black History celebration at the White House. He continued to slap people in the face. He does stuff to make it look good, like, look, and he wants everybody to have to go through him for everything. And that should not be the case. You are not the king. America don't have no kings. You're the president of the United States. And actually, your job is to serve the people, not to big boy and bully the people. So right now, Donald Trump is instead of serving the people, because you're a public servant at the highest level. So, but instead of serving the people, he's continuing to big boy them and show them, and even defying court orders. So there's a lot of lawsuits on Donald Trump and his administration and the things that they're doing. But instead of being a public servant, how can I serve you? How can I help these fellow Americans? And it shouldn't just be, well, you're the enemy, you're my enemy, and stop that. Now, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or other, it should not matter. We're all Americans. But Donald Trump is not carrying it like that. He kicking out media and certain media if they don't bow to him or if they try to fact check him. He want to kick them out, and he want to control even the media, the freedom of speech. He even want to control that. Is moving more and more like a dictatorship. And the sad thing about it is you have a number of Republicans who's they rolling with that out of fear. Excuse me. You have Republicans rolling with President Trump out of fear that they won't be elected, or their political positions. It should not be. And then some people are even calling Elon Musk the president or the co-president. So we have all that going on, man. And I don't know if I did something wrong or not, but I don't know if my chats are enabled. But I had my chats. I'm seeing this note. Somebody let me know where you watching from, so I can make sure my chats are enabled. Let me know where you watching from. Somebody send something through the chat. Let me know where you watching from, so I can know that my chats are enabled. Because yesterday the chat room was on fire. So somebody please, man, send a chat or kind of let me know if the chats are working. But like I was saying though, right now the White House or America is like a circus. The world is actually watching this circus going on, and it's crazy. But as I said, man, as we struggling we facing financial times. On Tuesday, more tariffs were hit, which will make prices go even higher. And who pays for the tariffs? I continue to say this. It's the American people. It's not the other country. Yeah, you're going to put the tariffs on them, but the price going to trickle down to regular working Americans. So whether you voted for Trump or not, you're going to feel this. And I know some of y'all are so happy. Yeah, we voted for Trump. We won. Yay. We won. We're so excited. We're the winners. We're the winners. Guess what? We're all the losers, man. All of us have lost. because this country is going down faster than an airplane. This country is going down faster than an airplane. And people will say, well, how is he destroying the country? Simple. He got a regular billionaire citizen that's running the country, and he just letting him run loose to do what he want. That man is not thinking about the American people. And he's cutting jobs, coming out with a chainsaw. Zzz, I'm cutting jobs. Yeah, you're a billionaire, but it's regular working people that you're affecting. And with these cuts, and you say you're not going to cut Medicaid and Medicare, but you're cutting programs, you're cutting the programs that they're funded by. So yeah, Medicaid and Medicare will be cut some kind of way. Some kind of way. Listen, man, before I go, I do want to say that prayers goes out to Angie Stone and her, to Angie Stone's family. Prayers goes out after the tragic sudden loss, who died in the car accident, man. That was tragic. Prayers go out to her family, friends, and loved ones. I thank y'all, man, for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will have this replayed, so if you missed the video, go ahead and watch the replay. Listen, if you have not done it already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I make a video. Until next time, man, y'all be safe out there. Peace.